Hey guys, it was good. Triple J Boxing, formerly Power of Boxing. So we got a big fight today. As I'm recording this, it's 3 a.m. I know I stay up pretty late. If you're a boxing fan, you pretty much do stay up late a lot. But big fight. Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua. Who is going to win this fight, guys? Right off the bat, I got to go with Joshua just because he's the boxer. And there's a lot of unknowns still with Ngannou. We know he's a great athlete, amazing worth ethic. Looks like he's pretty clean outside the ring too. I don't think he really parties, or I could be wrong, but I think he lives the life. You know what I mean? But I don't know as much about him as I do other boxers because he is an MMA guy coming to boxing. His dream at the beginning of his life, like when he was old enough to I don't know what age, but he wanted to become a boxer. That was his dream to begin with. That's what I'm trying to say. And not an MMA fighter, but when he went to his country to get better opportunities, when he was in France, because he was homeless in the streets of France, and the guy who he hooked up with, the coach, says there's quicker money in the MMA world than boxing. So he went the MMA route because he really needed the money. Like I said, he was homeless. And now look where he is now. So he's always had the boxing ambition. Of course, they train boxing and MMA. I don't know how much. I assume he did put in a lot of boxing work in the training camps for MMA since he likes it as well. But professionally, he only has one fight, and that's against Fury. We all know Fury is arguably the best heavyweight boxer of the last 15 years since Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. You could say that. Obviously, he beat Klitschko. So him and Klitschko are probably the two best heavyweights for the last, until, like I said, you'd have to go back Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, in my opinion. And he didn't look that great. So is that Ngannou that is that good, or is that Fury just didn't get up for the fight, right? Because he said he trained 12 weeks or something, so I don't know. But we will find out in this fight. That's why there's a bunch of question marks there. Was it a combination of both? Probably was. Fury maybe didn't take him seriously, and Ngannou, like I said, he's a great athlete. I think he has the hardest punch in the world because he supposedly, well, I don't know about supposedly, because it's like, if you believe in those type of machines, which it does measure pressure per square inch, but what I'm trying to say is, not supposedly, but how many people have hit that same machine to test their power? Like, did Wilder take that test? Did Lennox Lewis take that test? Did George Foreman? You know what I'm saying? If those guys didn't hit it, so how, you know what I mean? So how can you say he's the hardest puncher? But we do know he hits hard. He knocked down Fury in his first professional bout, so that's no joke. Guy's an animal. But the reason why I have to pick Joshua is because he's the boxer, obviously, but he's got the boxing skills, and he's not going to toy around, I feel like Fury would, and he's not going to take him lightly now, because now the way Fury performed, he's going to be more serious. So I feel like Fury was the test run for him, and now that Joshua knows what to expect, so he's not going to take him lightly. Maybe he will a little bit mentally, but he's definitely not going to take him as light as Fury would. But I guarantee in the back of his head, he still thinks an MMA guy can't touch me. So there is going to be some taken lightly in Joshua's head, but not as much as Fury. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me, guys. The mic's kind of far away. But like I said, he's not going to mess around. And the thing will be, if he wins, it's going to be how he wins. Because if he just wins decision, I don't think that's really enough. unless he puts a whole beat down on Ngannou. Because I feel like if he just wins a decision like Fury did, well, people are going to start saying that Ngannou's the real deal to begin with. But I'm saying that's not going to be good for Joshua's reputation either, like it wasn't good for Fury's. Joshua really needs to either put a beating on him and win a decision or knock him out. If he has a decision win like Fury or a decision win like he did in the Andy Ruiz second fight, that's not going to be good for Joshua. That's not good enough in this case. For Ngannou, it's a win-win for him. He gets the payday. If he gets knocked out, it's not even... The only bad thing about him is the regular bad things in boxing. Like, hopefully he doesn't get... His health doesn't suffer. He doesn't get hit. He doesn't... Like, because you risk your health every time you step in the ring. So that is the only risk he really has in this fight, like any fighter, like I said, though. So really, it's just a win-win all around for him. He gets knocked out. Obviously, it's not good to get knocked out, but people don't expect him, right? To really... Maybe they expect a bit more from him this time, but still, it's not... They're not going to expect that much. So as long as he stays healthy after the fight, and he's just going to run all the way to the bank with that money. But he's not that kind of guy, though. He fights for pride. He's a prideful guy. He fights for himself, his family. He ain't going to lay down. I don't see him getting knocked out unless it's like an accumulation and Joshua really has to put him on him. Because I don't see Ngannou getting knocked out with one shot. I could be wrong. It is heavyweight, but it is heavyweight, so you never know. I just don't see him laying down, guys. He's going to put up a fight, and it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive will Joshua be is what I want to find out. Because like I said, if he tries fighting him like the Andy Ruiz fight, that's going to be obviously boring, but that's not good enough for me. Like what Fury did wasn't good enough really for the fans as entertainment. He still won the fight in my opinion, but still. Not to say it was a bad fight, but I'm saying like I want to see if Joshua's going to try to establish himself and see how aggressive he's going to be to prove that I am the boxer, you're not on my level at all. Because Fury really didn't do enough to say you're not on my level in that fight. So Joshua has a big opportunity to raise his stock here. Fury's got the Usyk fight, obviously, got postponed, but it will be taking place in May now, I think. He's looking very slim, he's looking really good. If I'm a betting man, I'm putting money on Fury for sure. Not only would I just put money on him because I think he'll win to begin with, but the way he's looking so, he's looking in the best shape I've ever seen him. So I think he's really getting up for this fight, and maybe we see Joshua Fury after all, right? Maybe we see that. I know we wanted the Wilder Joshua as well, but it was starting to look like we weren't even going to get Fury Joshua, so maybe we'll get that if both guys win their fights, but that's if, right? But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. Who do you have winning the fight? Do you have Anthony Joshua, the better boxer? He had a good performance against, was it Otto Valim, I think, in his last fight. Actually, I think I missed that one, but I seen the highlights. So he had a good win there. But you got another guy who has nothing to lose, trains very hard, very disciplined, and just a beast. Can he land a shot like he did on Fury? Because we all know Joshua's chin is not as good as Fury's, I don't think. Well, from what we've seen, I'm not saying Joshua has a bad chin. Some people try to label Joshua as chinny, but if you look at all his fights, he got up from the Klitschko right hand that was devastating, and he won that fight to knock out Klitschko. I know it was an old Klitschko, but still. Andy Ruiz, he got stopped on his feet. So I wouldn't say he has a terrible chin, but yeah, he can go on the Bambi legs when he gets hit, you know what I mean? And if you jump on him, you can do what Andy Ruiz did, but look at his resume, guys. I wouldn't say he has a bad chin for heavyweight at all. But I would have to say Fury's chin is better. So if Ngannou can land, who knows what can happen. That's what I'm saying, guys. I give Ngannou a chance. I'm just looking for a good fight. May the best man win, but you got to respect Ngannou's story, coming from the salt mines as a kid, homeless on the street, just his life, his determination, and look how far he's come. And no one expected him to come to the boxing world and did to Fury in that fight. Even though I thought, like I said, I didn't think he won, but he made it competitive, guys. And he knocked down Fury. Fury didn't even knock down him. So, but you got to go with like I said, the more skillful guy who's been doing it for all his life, Anthony Joshua. I'm pretty sure all his life, right? Good amateur background. And Joshua has a different skill set than Fury. I feel like it might be more difficult for Ngannou to do anything if Joshua wants to be in a lockdown mode and just box. But you never know. Maybe Ngannou can punch in between those punches like he did with Fury and drop him with that left hook. So tomorrow, guys, it is earlier because it is in isn't in Saudi Arabia. So it's an earlier. I think yeah, it is in Saudi. Yeah, so it's an earlier fight card tomorrow. Obviously, fights that are if it was in the UK, it would be like the same thing. It would be it would be early here as well. I think Saudi and UK maybe have around the same time zones. I could be wrong, guys, but for UK it's 10:50. It's the main event walk, and then it's for Eastern time, so like Eastern United States, Canada. ET 5:50 p.m. is the main event. They'll do their ring walks, but the event itself starts at 11 a.m. Eastern, guys. If you're in the U.S. and Canada, depending on the time zone, and then UK it starts at 4. So, yeah, guys, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. Going with Joshua by decision. Wouldn't be surprised if he knocked him out, like I said, because it's heavyweight. But if I'm putting money down, I'm picking Joshua by decision. Because there's just so many unknowns still with Ngannou. I still give him a chance, though, guys. Would I be completely shocked if he knocked out Joshua? I would be kind of shocked, to be honest, if he just flattened him. But it's not out of the realm of possibility, right? Like, we've seen what Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, right? 40-1 odds there. There's been upsets, guys, and heavyweight. If there's any division there can be an upset, it's definitely this division. It will depend on how Joshua wants to fight this. Does he want to box? And if he wants to box in lockdown mode and keep Ngannou at bay, I feel like he can win a decision. I think he will win the decision better than Fury did, but you don't know, guys, because if he gets aggressive, he could get knocked out by Ngannou. It's interesting. If I was going to put odds on it, I don't know what the odds are, guys. I would probably say whatever the odds were with the Fury fight, I'd give it that again, because still there's maybe a bit better, because he did prove something in that Fury fight, right? But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go with Joshua by decision, and I hope though that both men do come out healthy, like I said, and it'd be nice to see Ngannou do good in this fight again. That'd be very good because he's a likable guy, like I said, his life story. But we'll find out, guys. It's Triple J Boxing. Thanks for watching.